Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been very divisive in the last 2 weeks for multiple reasons. There seems to be a clear split between people who are actually playing the game and having fun and those who either are a critic and or just want to hate on the game for something they assume might have happened. And the internet hate for this game has been a very strong thing. We've seen that with this article that Paul Tassi wrote just a little bit ago, talking about that clear split where people who are actually buying the game and playing it, are which are able to review it, are reviewing it pretty favorably versus the critics and those who hate it. And one of the things that has been so divisive is the story, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we do that, welcome back. I'm Oldhead Gaming if you're new to the channel, and if you want to stay up to date on all the latest gaming news, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. So the biggest thing that has been talked about is Sweet Baby's involvement. Now, everyone who hates the game has told you that they have wrote the game from start to finish, which they have never done before. They have never been credited for writing an entire game. And in this one, they have not either. According to Del Walker, who has worked for Rocksteady for years and was there pretty much for the completion of most of the game before he left, he has confirmed that they did nothing more than consult like they usually do. And they have consulted for these games. Oh, and from 2021 to 2024, they have been on these games: Battle Shapers, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, and Suicide Squad. And before that, they helped out with a couple of games like, probably heard of God of War Ragnarok, Shadow Gamble, The Curse Crew, Goodbye Volcano. Not a whole lot of games that they have. There's only been a handful of games they have helped consult on, but Sweet Baby has never once written a game from start to finish. And one of the things that they were claiming is that this woke piece of trash, or this hate of the characters, was written by people who didn't know the game. And Del Walker has confirmed quite the contrary with this quote. Sweet Baby came in to consult for script dialogue. The story was pretty much complete a year before they came on, a full year before they came on. The story was created by the same two people who did Arkham City and Arkham Knight. Now, if you have a source, you can be released for your lies and misinformation. Now, what he is saying is, I'm telling you who wrote the game. I worked at Rocksteady during the time that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was done, and I'm telling you, you're bold-faced lying. A Rocksteady dev has come out and said who wrote the game. So everyone that's saying, if it was only written by the people who wrote Arkham City and Knight, then this game would have been completely different. The problem is, they're not playing the game. They don't realize how much it feels like an Arkham game. Yes, it is a little more over the top. Yes, it is a much brighter scenario because we are in Metropolis instead of being in Gotham, but you can feel the Arkham City writing, the Arkham Knight writing throughout the game. And this is a game that this isn't the story. This is a big starting point of the story. Brainiac goes for 4 more chapters, starting with the first chapter coming in season 1 next month. And then we're going to get a new part of the Brainiac story every 3 months. People are using weird things to hate on the game and to make up absolute misinformation to prove their point. And that is why Dell, who I will quote as a Rocksteady dev, has told you you are flat out lying. Bold-faced lying. The haters that are talking about this game are just bold-faced lying. Now, here's the thing. If you play the game and you didn't like it, that's cool. You can have whatever reason you don't like. Is it endgame? Is it the story? Whatever it might be. But you actually played the game and gave it a fair shake. Listen, there's games I've played that I don't like. I got the chance to play Skull and Bones this weekend during the free beta. It felt like Black Flag, one of my least favorite Assassin's Creed games. It wasn't interesting. I doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just wasn't for me. But people today want to prove a point with zero facts, nothing but misinformation, to prove why you shouldn't have fun, why you shouldn't a game, and why a game should die because it's not exactly what I want. And this is the problem. The game was not Arkham 4, and they are mad about it, and that is the whole problem. It's still the same rating team, still the same team that brought you Arkham City and Arkham Knight, which you defend tooth and nail, but you want to use the Sweet Baby problem as a reason to hate this game because they're the one who wrote it. They didn't. They did what they always did. They come in and consult in a little bit of dialogue, and that's the end. They did it for Alan Wake 2. They did it for Spider-Man 2. They did it for God of War Ragnarok. And there's only really one of the games of that list that's getting absolutely slammed. 3 of them, as a matter of fact, were all on Game of the Year nominations. Interesting. The problem is people hate live service for what reason, I'm not sure. Yes, the game is still online only, and there has been some server issues, no argument, and that will be resolved in Season 1 next month. But other than that, there's nothing else that you could really despise about this game. Even if you don't like the story, the problem is the story is not done. And I've actually done a video, you can see it right here, explaining to you why the Suicide Squad didn't really kill the Justice League. So if you want to know why, I point out so many reasons why and left out like dozens more that I could have used. Listen, it is clear that this game has people who hate it, like most games nowadays. Whether it was Helldivers launch, people hated it for some reason, or it was Power World and people hated it for some reason, or Spider Man or Alan Wake or whatever. People love to hate games nowadays. Why? I don't know. When I was younger, it was just fun to play the game. And then if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. Now people want to hate stuff they don't even play. It's weird. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.